Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to bring you a new video here tonight. I actually planned on doing this yesterday, but I got off work late. I came home, I ate, the bitch got tired, I went to bed. So the reason I wanted to post this yesterday was because yesterday was the birthday of one of my favorite actresses, Anya Taylor-Joy. If you don't know who she is, Google her, watch one of her movies. You will not be disappointed. She is definitely, I would say maybe definitely for sure, top 10 of my favorite actresses. She is really amazing, really talented. Like I said, I really suggest some of her work, especially some of this work that I've ranked up higher than others. I actually binge watched her filmography. I want to say maybe about gonna be 2 years ago already. I watched all her movies, all her series. This is the second actress I've done this for. The first was my favorite actress, Karen Gillan, which I will do a video of hers in the near future. Um, so I already binged these. I already ranked these on my movie page. Feel free to go check them out on my Instagram movie page if you want to. But I'm actually going to do a video version of that ranking here for you. Like I said, I tried to do it yesterday in honor of her birthday, but unfortunately, I did not have the time to do that. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. We are ranking Anya Taylor-Joy's entire filmography. Couple of notes. Like I said, I did this about 2 years ago. So there are a couple of movies that will not be featured on this video. They are a movie called The Gorge, which I have not seen yet, and it was not out yet when I did this original ranking. Like I said, we're going off the ranking that I already did. There's also another movie called Sacrifice, which I never heard of until I just looked up her filmography to see if I was missing anything, and the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I have not yet seen, but I do want to because not only does it feature her in it, it also features another of my top favorite actresses, Brie Larson, Captain Marvel herself as Princess Rosalina. It also features my favorite Super Mario character, Yoshi. So I do want to check that movie out for sure. I saw the first one, but we'll get to that right now. Okay, so moving on, let's get this countdown started. Side note, there was one mini series of hers that she starred in called The Miniaturist, which I did not get to watch. I could not find it streaming anywhere. I did find a website that had the show on there, but it was missing like I think the first episode. It was like 3 hour long episodes, I think it was. But the site where I found the stream for it was missing the first episode. So they had like the second episode on there twice, so I couldn't find it anywhere else. So unfortunately, I will not be including that series on this countdown as well. So with that being said, now let's get into the actual ranking of her complete filmography. We got 20 in total. Let's get to it. Coming in last at number 20 is a movie called Radioactive. I'm going to be straight up honest with you. I could not get into this movie. It, Anya's not even a main character. She's more of a side character. If you haven't heard or seen this movie, it's actually an autobiography about, I forgot her name is, a lady who was, I think she specialized in chemistry. One, I'm not really into chemistry. I never took chemistry in high school. I wanted to, but I took biology instead. Don't ask. Um, yeah, I just could not get into this movie at all. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's people who love chemistry who probably might love this movie, but it really wasn't for me. This is Anya's version of The Big Short, and by that, if you know what I'm talking about, quick side note: when I binged Karen Gillan's filmography, there was one movie called The Big Short, which she was only featured a cameo in. And that was one movie also I could not get into. It won Oscars. Like I said, I have no idea what the hell the movie was about. I tried to get into it, I couldn't. So I ranked it dead last. So this, I didn't even finish the movie. So Radioactive is to Anya what The Big Short was to Karen. So I don't even think I got to Anya's part in this movie because I just could not get into it and I found it boring. I apologize to anyone who enjoys chemistry, but yeah, I just could not get into this movie. So by default, it goes last. Coming in at number 19 is a TV series called The Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Now, this might be a hot take, but this is another series that I just could not get into. I thought I was because I had seen parts of the series at somebody's house. I don't remember who, but they were watching it on their TV and it seemed interesting. And I really, really wanted to enjoy it because I like the old school Jim Henson vibe with all the puppets and everything. Um, and I think after like the first two episodes, I just another one I just could not finish. I really, really thought I would really be into this series, but I have no idea why I couldn't get into it. Um, I also think this binge took a little bit longer than the Karen one, so I think by this time, because I usually watch when I do these filmography binges, I watch from chronologically from their first earliest film or series up to their latest. And by the time I got to this one, I think I was already burnt out, and I had it from doing this binge, and I had other personal stuff going on at this time. So I could also factor into why I really wasn't into this series. Maybe sometime in the future I'll probably give it another try, but for the most part, I just could not get into it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure there's people who love that series. I've never seen the original Dark Crystal. Um, but yeah, so unfortunately, I have to rank this one also at the bottom because, like I said, I just wasn't into it as I thought I would be. Coming in at number 18 is a movie called Emma. This was also another movie that I really thought I would enjoy a lot more than I did, um, which is surprising because I'm not really too much of a fan of period movies. You know, take place like in the those period movies. I don't know how to best to describe them, like in the old timey ways. It seemed like it had a good premise to it. It seemed, interesting in the previews for it, but I mean, it's not a bad movie. Again, it's another movie that I guess I had better expectations. I mean, for myself, I thought I would be into it more, but like I said, it's not a bad movie. I feel like it's just there. I mean, Anya is the lead role in this movie. She does rather well, but for the most part, I just couldn't really get into it as much as I thought I would. So sorry. Coming in at number 17 is a animated movie called Playmobil the Movie. I had never even heard of this movie. To me, when I saw it and when I saw like the poster for it, it looks like one of those random movies posters you see on a billboard in the middle of the expressway or something. Like I never heard of that movie, so what the hell? Yeah. Basically, this is a, a Timu version of the Lego movie, if you want to call it that. Because I'm guessing it's based off a series of toys that are kind of like Legos, Playmobil. I had never really heard of it until I saw this movie. I did somewhat research on it. I'm guessing it is some type of Lego-like toy. This movie is like half animated, half live action. It takes place in the real world. Anya's character has a little I think a misunderstanding with her younger brother, and they end up in this Lego-like land where all the Playmobil stuff comes to life. You gotta excuse me, it's been a while. Like I said, it's been about 2 years since I did this filmography. A couple of these I haven't really seen again since, so I'm kind of trying to kind of jog my memory a little bit when it comes to these movies because some of these I don't really remember exactly too much. Maybe I probably should have watched a couple of these more before I did this video, but this is actually a last minute thing that I decided to put together for her birthday, so bear with me on that. Again, this is probably more along the lines of your typical animated film. You know, girl enters animated land trying to search for her sibling. They reunite. Daniel Radcliffe does have a pretty hilarious role in this movie as a Lego spy. I forgot what his name is, and I don't know why I'm referring to them as Legos when they're clearly not. But yeah, it's again not a bad movie. I mean, it's probably more something you throw on for your kids to keep entertained, if anything. Coming in at number 16 is a movie called Barry. And a few of these movies I've never even heard of until I actually watched them. This is, I guess, you can call it an somewhat um, autobiographical film about former President Barack Obama. Um, though I don't think they actually outright say it's him, but it's him. But it's you gotta watch it to see. And Anya plays his girlfriend, on and off girlfriend throughout the show. I'm sorry, film. I was kind of upset because who in the right mind dumps Anya as their girlfriend? I'm just saying. I mean, but your typical autobiographical film. It doesn't, like I said, it's about Barack Obama. It doesn't really show all the way how he comes up to being president. It's more of a retelling of his college years, and some of the prejudices he faced. Um, that's for the most part basically what it is. It's just retelling the college years of former President Barack Obama. Coming in at number 16 is Glass. I feel kind of bad ranking this so low because, for one, it's directed by one of my top five directors, M. Night Shyamalan. I know he gets a bad rap sometimes lately, but I see him as one of my favorites. Yes, your opinion might not be the same as mine, but yeah, I see him as one of my top five. Um, this was basically a his Avengers like movie, I guess you can say, because it brought together characters from previous films, the Unbreakable trilogy, as they call it. This movie also features another of my favorite actresses, Sarah Paulson from American Horror Story, as a somewhat evil doctor, I'm guessing. Um, the previous movie that this was the sequel to, we'll get to in a minute. But like I said, I like the premise of this movie. It was really good. Um, I didn't see the very first part of this trilogy, the with Bruce Willis's character and Samuel L. Jackson. Um, but this is like basically like I guess you can say like a more realistic superhero kind of thing. I mean, like I said, I never saw the first film, so maybe I should have. It's a good movie, but once it gets to the very last act, I want to say that there's a very underwhelming final battle because you're expecting the three main characters to come together and have this big ass brawl. It doesn't really turn out that way. One of the guys, I'm not gonna like I said, no spoilers. One of these guys dies a very stupid death. Another one is just like stops doing whatever the hell he was doing. Anya's role isn't as big as it was in the previous movie, but she does make a comeback as her character from the previous movie to trying to be there for James McAvoy's character. I really feel that her and him did a better job in the previous movie that came before this, but we'll get to that right now. Again, not that bad a movie. It just the ending wasn't all that, and you would expect more from that ending, especially what this is all leading to. And we thought we were gonna have like a big ass epic fight scene, but it wasn't that. It did not turn out to be that at all. So coming in at number 14 is another movie called Morgan. This is one of Anya's earliest films. And in this movie, she plays, I'm not sure if it's, like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, so excuse me. I don't know. She was artificially created or something like that. And then she's been being studied by these scientists. Um, it's your typical AI gone bad movie. Like I said, it's not bad. None of her movies are really bad because, like I said, she's an amazing actress. She does well in all her movies, and like I said, none of these are really bad movies whatsoever. Just a lot of them are just your typical, middle of the road kind of movies. I'm guessing you can say this. Again, this movie is not bad. It's your typical, like I said, AI gone wrong. I said no spoilers toward the end, but yeah, coming in at number 13 is probably got another hot take. The New Mutants. A lot of people rank this movie very, very low because it was pretty much the end of the Fox X-Men universe before it was sold off to Disney. Um, I said I don't think this is as bad as a lot of people say it was. I mean, I think it was more along the lines of decent, at least to me anyway. Anya, of course, does amazing as always. I think she's easily the VI MVP of this film. Like I said, it's not. I didn't think it was as bad as everyone says it is. I mean, could it have been a little bit better? Yes, probably. Is it one of the best X-Men movies? No, it's not. Yeah, like I said, to me, I don't think it was as bad as everyone says it was. It probably could have been a little bit better, but you get the point. Okay, up next at number 12 is the Super Mario Brothers movie. Anya plays Princess Peach. Um, I love Super Mario. I grew up playing it on the Nintendo. It was definitely the first video game I ever played. Like I said, I've grown up on it, and I was excited to see this film when it came out. I've seen the original, and I have it on VHS, the original live action Super Mario movie that came out like in 93, 94. Um, this was obviously a completely 180 from that movie. I actually plan on doing a live retro review of that movie pretty soon. But as far as this animated version, it was probably a way better than the original, because they actually, I mean, I feel like animated version could probably get away with a lot more from the Super Mario universe, in regards to doing it in live action. Because if you do a live action film, there's only so many things you can do to make something from the source material seem realistic, if that makes any sense. With an animated film, it's a lot more easier to get away with, especially like all the fantastical elements of these types of things. Um, Again, Anya plays Princess Peach. And Princess Peach is not my favorite Mario princess. I'll probably say that's Daisy, but that's regardless, besides the point. This is actually a really good Super Mario movie. It jams a lot into it, and I feel like this movie went by like really fast because it started, it was in the middle, before you know it, it was over already. I was like, holy shit, that was pretty fast. I think that's the only takeaway bad thing I give about it. It just went by too fast. I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting a 2 hour marathon, but I mean, for the most part, it's a really good movie. Like I said, I love Super Mario. As you can see, um, like I said, it was a really, the pacing was good because, like I said, it was over within, before you know it was over with. It's not a bad movie at all. I said, just for as an Anya movie, uh, got it pretty much in the middle of the pack. So coming in at number 11 is a film called Here Are the Young Men. Um, Basically a movie about teenage rebelliousness. That's a word. Um, Anya, again, she has more of a side role in this film, as opposed to a main role, because you got three guys who are like a bunch of. I'm trying to remember this as best as I can because it's been a while since I've seen these films. Three guys who are like troublemakers, I'm guessing. One of them is on drugs or something like that, and they're trying to get the other one to, you know, do some bad shit with him. Anya's the girlfriend of one of the main characters. I do remember that I did not expect for it to end the way it did. I was not expecting that at all. Like I said, I'm not gonna reveal no spoilers. If you want to check it out, check it out. But I just remember at the ending, I was like, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. But um, up next at number 10 is a movie called The Northman. Um, it's a Viking movie, if I'm not mistaken. Was it's actually a really good movie. Again, Anya is more of a supporting role. This movie, it took me a while to get into it. Maybe I want to say maybe the first act was, to me, kind of dragged a little bit. Once it got towards the middle and the ending, that's when it started going. At least to me, anyway. It started picking up and getting better. Um, like I said, it was actually pretty good. I honestly thought that'd be one of the ones I'll probably have ranked at the bottom, because, like I said, I'm not too much a fan of like those period types of movies. But it was actually better than I thought it would be. Especially to be ranked at number 10. So it's like right, literally in the middle. Um, yes, like I said, to me it took a while to get going, but once it got to the middle of the movie, that's the things started picking up, and more of the action started taking place. So we're leaving it right in the middle at number 10. Coming in at number 9 is Split. This was the first movie of Anya's that I saw. I remember seeing the previews for it, and I'm like, okay, I've never really seen this girl before. I never really heard of her. But when I finally watched the movie on TV, I was like, oh, okay, this girl, she's a pretty decent actress. Then I saw a few more of her work, and like, okay, this girl is a top-notch actress. That's just my opinion. I mean, you don't have to agree with me, but yeah, The Split again is a movie from one of my favorite directors, M. Night Shyamalan. This is the second film in the Unbreakable trilogy. When this film came out, not everyone knew it was part of a um trilogy that I guess he was going with until I guess the post credit scene. If you've never seen the first movie, you probably wouldn't know what the hell was going on with that post credit scene. Me, I had already knew what it was after it came out, and I had already saw the stuff online and all. I was like, oh okay, but I just watched this film, the second one, because of course Anya is in it. It's part of her filmography. Maybe I'll take a time to see the first film in this trilogy. For being the first film of hers that I saw, like I said, that's when I got really hooked on her. And like, okay, she's a really good actress. James McAvoy does a tremendous job as the main character with split personalities, giving each one, their unique personality, I'm guessing. But yeah, this is another really good movie. I think one of M. Night's probably best, one of the best ones he's done. And this is probably definitely one of her best um, movie roles. Up next at number 8 is a movie called Thoroughbreds. It features again Anya as a rich, sophisticated girl, I'm guessing, and one of her friends who's like not as I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? Not as, oh my god, it just slipped my mind. Not as well up as she is, I guess. Oh my god, it's gonna bother the hell out of me now because I can't think of the word. Well off, I'm guessing. Or less fortunate. I don't know. The word just slipped my mind, and now I'm just like, okay, what the hell am I going on? What the hell am I thinking? Okay. Another movie that pretty much has a somewhat twist ending that I did not expect. Um, I really thought these were gonna go the way that these girls planned out because, like I said, I'm not trying to spoil too much, and I'm really trying really hard to remember what the hell was going on in these films. I probably, like I said, I probably should have rewatched a few of these before I did this, but like I said, this was a last minute video I just put together. But again, it's the more it's like not a bad movie. It's pretty good. Um, another twist ending that I did not see coming. Coming in at number 7 is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Um, I've never really seen any of the Mad Max movies when I was young, the old original ones. I might have seen one a long, long time ago. I don't honestly don't remember. This movie just barely made the cut when I started doing this binge because it came out like right in the middle as I was doing this binge. And at first I was like, oh, I won't watch it because I already have my cutoff point. But then I was like, you know what? Just add it on to the list and let's go ahead and watch it. This was her most recent movie at the time that I did her film binge. And this is actually another really, really good movie. Easily the VIP of this movie, or MVP, I'm sorry, is Chris Hemsworth as the villain of this film. I forgot what the hell his name is. I'm sorry, forgive me. He pretty much steals the show as to me, like a drunken, evil version of Thor, pretty much. His accent is over the top. His nose is funny as hell. But I think he easily steals the show in this movie. Um, like I said, if you've ever seen any of the Mad Max movies, you probably know what you're getting into. If you haven't, this is still a pretty good action movie. Even though Anya doesn't really have too much dialogue in this movie because she's like I don't know how to say it. She doesn't speak too much, but like I said, this movie again takes a while to get going, but once it gets going, and it's a really really good movie. I'm guessing. Coming in at number 6 is Last Night in Soho. Um, this is I guess like a more of a neo noir kind of movie. That's what they call them. She portrays another character in flashback sequences. It also features one of the Doctor Who actors, Matt Smith, as the villain, which he does a pretty good job. Um, Yeah, this is another movie that's actually really, really decent. I didn't think I'll rank it this high because I was like, it didn't seem too interesting to me. But in the end, I surprised myself, and it's here at number six. Like I said, I apologize. I trying to remember as much as I can about these movies. Yeah, coming in at number five is The Witch. This is Anya's debut film role, and she knocks it out of the park. This is not really your typical horror film. This is one of those movies that takes a less is more approach. And it does have its creepy moments. And this is one of those horror films that like it keeps you guessing and it keeps you anticipating because you want to see what's going to happen. You want to see if they're going to reveal this creature or this witch or whatever it is that's haunting these people and these not haunting, but more like um terrorizing Anya and her family in the woods. Are actually going to show like some type of demon or something. I won't spoil it for you if they do or not, but this is definitely a really good horror movie. Like I said, it keeps you on the edge. It also has a great performance from Ralph Ineson, the guy with the deep ass voice who plays Galactus. He's a really good actor. Sorry, excuse me. Again, Anya does really well for her very first film role. Um, really good horror movie. When I say this is actually the first film that I did in her binge, well, obviously because like I said, I watched their films in chronological order that they came out, so that way I can see the evolving of a actor or actress's skills, how they go from their first debut film to the most recent. You know, that's the reason I watch them in that order because I want to see how an actor or actress evolves in their work and how they get better or how they get worse. But she does really good for her debut film role. Recommend checking it out. And like I said, it's one of those movies where it'll keep you guessing. They keep it like, oh, suspense wise. Coming in at number four is Amsterdam, which is features also an ensemble cast. A lot of my favorite actresses are in this movie. Of course, Anya, who plays a more of a supporting role. Margot Robbie, who's another of my favorites. Zoe Saldana, another of my favorites. And also featuring one of my favorite singers, Taylor Swift. Yes, I'm a Swiftie. Deal with it. Um, Funny thing, if you love Taylor Swift and you see this movie, you're probably going to be disappointed. If you don't like Taylor Swift and you see this movie, you're probably going to be happy. I'm not going to say why, but yeah, um, they did Taylor bogus in this film. I just tell you that. But that's just my personal opinion as a Swiftie. I felt they did Taylor dirty, but I kind of get it was for a comedic effect because this is more of a somewhat comedy film as well. It also features another of my favorite actors, Christian Bale. Wait, is he in this movie? I completely forgot. My mind just went blank. I want to say Christian Bale is in this movie as the lead role. I could be wrong. If I am, please forgive me. Um, but yeah, this is one of those old school FBI spy kind of movies in a way. But it is really good. It really is. Definitely recommend checking it out. Like I said, Anya has a more of a supporting role in this film. This is pretty much her Stuber, and by that I mean when I did Karen's film, Stuber was my highest ranked film where she was barely in it. So this is my highest ranked film where Anya is barely in it. So yeah, once I get to Karen's the filmography ranking, you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, coming in at number three is Mirrorbone, another horror film. This is your typical haunted house ghost story. It's actually a lot better than I thought it would be. It features, I forgot his name, the guy from Stranger Things, the brother. I completely forgot the hell his name is. Um, it also features Mia Goth, who's actually really good actress. Um, like I said, this is your not your typical haunted house in the way it is, but another one that keeps you like, oh shit, like suspenseful. Um, I'm not gonna tell you how it ends because, like I said, I'm trying to avoid spoilers. But if you've seen a lot of haunted house ghost movies, and you probably might know where this is going, maybe about halfway through. If you really, pay attention to these kind of movies, you might know where it's going at the beginning of the movie. But like I said, I'm not going to spoil it too much. Watch it for yourself. Anya does good as always as a supporting character. Another one that I say definitely recommend checking out. Coming in at number two is a movie called The Menu. This is my favorite movie of Anya. Um, this is one of the movies where I had no intention of watching it when the previews came out because I really wasn't paying attention to it. But then I saw parts of it on TV at one point. I was like, okay, this seems interesting. So I turned it on from the beginning. This is a really good movie. Um, like I said, my favorite film of hers. Also, a very good job from Ralph Fiennes, who, as you may know, plays Lord Voldemort in the Harry Potter series. Um, what's good about this film and his role in this film is that while he's supposed to be playing the villain bad guy, you kind of makes you wonder, is he the real villain of this movie, or are the people in his restaurant the villains of this movie? Because, like I said, I'll try not to spoil it too much, but try and get into it somewhat. Um, this is a guy, a chef, who's pretty much lost some of his passion for what he does, and I guess he's taking it out on these people that are here. That's not really an outright horror film. It's more of a suspenseful thriller, if that. Um, like I said, and I can kind of see where he's coming from because it can happen to anybody. If you're passionate about something and there's people who make you lose that passion, I can see exactly, you actually feel for his character in this movie, despite him, of course, being the villain. Um, you feel for the guy once you find out what he's doing and what he's doing. Um, and of course, Anya does amazing as always. Also, Nicholas Hoult, who you might know, who plays Beast in the X-Men prequel series, also does an amazing job as a fanboy of the Seth, and he does a good job as playing a jerk who just needs to get the shit slapped out of him, which he think he does. Again, I'm not going to tell you how it ends because it does have a really good ending to it. Like I said, this is one of those movies that actually makes you feel bad for the villain because, like I said, there's people out there who can make you lose your passion for something. Don't let them do that to you. If your past, this is just my little wise sage advice right here for you, and I've told this to many people. If you're passionate about something you love to do, something you love to watch or do or whatever, do it. Don't let anybody make you lose your passion for something you love. If it makes you happy, do it. If you're passionate about going somewhere, go somewhere. If you're passionate about watching something on TV, watch it. Do it. Do what you enjoy. Okay? This is one of my favorite quotes to live by. Live your life the way you want to, not how somebody expects you to live it. Because there's no rules in life that tell you you have to live a certain way by a certain age, by a certain time. There's no rule to that. Okay? Just do what you love to do. If you're passionate about it, go for it. Do it. Don't let anyone else bring you down. If you're gonna lose your passion about something, do it on your own terms, not because somebody else forces you to. Yeah, that's my sage advice for you. But and I'm saying it because, like I said, you feel that emotion from this character in this film, like why he loses his passion for what he does because of people like that who all they do is critique and judge, and like I said, you feel for him this in this film. If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like I said, it's a really, really good movie. Like I said, it's my favorite film of her filmography, and I do recommend checking it out. Now, you're probably wondering if that's my favorite movie of hers, and it's at number two, what can be at number one? Well, coming in at number one is a TV series that she did called The Queen's Gambit. Now, I'm going to be straight honest with you. If you know what this series is, you know what it's about. It's about chess. Yes, the game chess. I'm gonna be honest, and no offense to anyone out there who loves chess or plays chess. I'm not a chess player. I've never been into it. I always thought it was boring. I could play checkers good. I've never been able to play chess. Like I said, no offense to anyone who loves chess. Um, but yeah, and being straight up honest, I thought this series was going to be dead last because, like I said, I really didn't want to sit there and watch a 7 hour long episodes of a show about chess. But lo and behold, here we are at number one because this show was amazing. Anya's role, she does amazing as the lead actress. Um, like I said, I had no idea. I did not expect this piece of work to be ranked number one. I legit thought it was going to be at the very bottom, dead last. Because, like I said, I do not like to play chess. But this series is amazing. She does really, really well. Um, it takes a while to get going. I say for me, maybe about the third or fourth episode, that's when things start picking up, and you start seeing her obsession with playing of chess, and you actually get fascinated by how dedicated some of these people are when it comes to competitive chess playing. Um, it's really done really really good. It gets to the point where she becomes so obsessed with this that it starts taking her over, and then she gets to this main tournament at the end where you don't know if she's gonna be able to, um, get it done and win this whole chess thing going on. Like I said, I highly do recommend watching this series. It was really really amazing. Did it make me more of a fan of chess? No, it did not. Did it make me more of a fan of Anya? Yes, it did. It made me appreciate her talent so much more. Um, like I said, I did not expect a series about chess of all things to be ranked number one, but yet here we are. When I watched the show again, I actually thought about this yesterday when I was thinking about this video. Would I watch it again? Yes and no. Yes, because like I said, it's such an amazing job that she did. It's such an amazing series. Like I said, it takes a couple episodes to get going, but once it does, it does, and you feel like her passion and her dedication for this and her obsessiveness over this. Um, at the same time, no, because like I said, it's about chess. I really didn't want to watch it in the first place, but like I said, it goes both ways. I mean, I probably would watch it again, but it's probably something I would want have to like really be interested in watching, if that makes sense. Even though I ranked it number one, um, I thought about maybe like rearranging some of these, and maybe I really should watch some of them again so I can have a more a detailed intake of it. But I thought, like, is this really? Should I stick at number one? And I thought about it, and my answer is yes, because Anya is amazing in this role. It's definitely her best piece of work that she's done. So kudos to you. Again, if you have not seen any of her work, I highly recommend checking out the amazing actress known as Anya Taylor-Joy. Like I said, definitely one of my top 10 favorites. Um, yeah, so like I said, I meant to post this yesterday, so happy belated birthday to her. Like I said, I've done a binge of my favorite actress, Karen Gillan. I did a binge of her complete filmography, all her movies and series that she was in. I am planning on doing a live video version like I just did this one, but I am trying to get, because she's my favorite, I'm trying to update it to add her um, pieces of work that she has done since I did her bids, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. But I think I have a probably better memory of her work because, like I said, she's my favorite. So that video will be coming in soon. Well, I think once I'm all caught up with her films and her shows that I need to catch up on. Right now, I am currently just begun a binge of another of my favorite actresses, Elizabeth Olsen. So I just started her uh, binging of her filmography. I actually just finished my first film. I won't tell you what it is. I won't tell you where it is so far, but it'll probably take me maybe a couple months to finish it all because I mostly watch these when I have the time during my my breaks at work. So we'll probably have her filmography done maybe in a couple months, and we'll have a full video of her rankings just like I did this one. Again, I apologize if my memory was shot on a lot of these films. It's been a while. I do recommend checking out the majority of these, especially if you're a fan of Anya. So yeah, I probably should have watched some of these a lot more before I did this. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this ranking. I do plan on doing more. I'm going to continue on with my ranking of the Disney live action remakes, which I'll probably do my next video shortly. And then Sunday, I will see you for my next WrestleMania rebooking. It's going to be a busy weekend because this is WrestleMania weekend. So I will be very, busy watching WrestleMania. So I will try to get that video up for you early Sunday. So, but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this ranking video. Thank you to all who have subscribed and liked and commented. I've so far gotten nothing but positive feedback. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. Until then, if you haven't asked me about it, chances are I'm going to talk about it anyway.